Toy Story is the first completely CGI movie ever made. It's the start of Pixar.
It's gonna be an A tier for me because like
I've got very different opinions
in
about.
line, I like Ants better than A Bug's Life, yes.
I've watched it as a kid when they used to show it on TV at random times.
But this one, like overall characters had like a lot more plot in them.
It's not the best of Pixar. I
No,
personally found the
no.
characters a bit weird.
I think it's gonna be a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of 2 Bites Deep. I'm Ishmam and we have Shafkat and Mehrab with us as well.
Yo.
Today, we're gonna be talking about Pixar movies and we're gonna be listing them on a tier list that you can see on your screen. And I think without any further ado, let's just get into it, right? So we're gonna do this in chronological order. And first up is Toy Story. So guys, what are we feeling about Toy Story? I'm just gonna put it in C for now, like not ranking it. That's just putting it there. What are we thinking?
You better.
Yeah, personally, like Toy Story is like the very first Pixar movie, and like I think that's what got like the Pixar movies like popular and started and everything. So I'd say it deserves like a very high spot, and it is a generally really entertaining movie, really good movie. I used to love it as a kid. But looking back on it now, like when I watched it fairly recently, like we can tell like the animation style, because it's like it's one of the very first, I think, like 3D animated movies instead of
1995.
It's not like it's not like I don't know if it's hand drawn or not. It's not hand drawn, right? It's computer animated.
Definitely not hand drawn.
All Pixar movies were like Toy Story. Actually, here's the most interesting thing. Toy Story is the first completely CGI movie ever made.
So like for like so the computer animated, being a computer animated movie and everything, it's not timeless, which is like a thing.
But it is the first.
It is the first, but like I said, it's not timeless. Like the animation like could use some work. I'd really love to watch like a remaster of it using modern technology and everything. Given that, I'd say like for me, like, given the nostalgia and everything, while I wouldn't put it at S tier, I would definitely put it a solid A.
Honestly, that sounds crazy to me.
I'd say like it's easily S tier, and there's quite a few ways you could look at it. So first being, it's the quote unquote OG Pixar film. It's the one that started it all, and even for the first movie in its whole franchise or house, if you would call it, it's a very strong entry, and it honestly acts as a very good baseline for even the next 5 to 6 films that would probably come out. And the story itself was pretty unique, at least when you think of yourself back as a kid when you watch Toy Story, right? You've got all your toys, they're walking around. You possibly even imagine them doing this in the background to see it come up on screen and being it done so well. I'd say for a lot of people, Toy Story 1 is easily like S tier. What do you say, Ishmam? Though people might disagree about Toy Story 2, but we'll come to that eventually.
I think again, I think this is a video of like what we think about Toy Story. I would say it's 100% in S tier. First of all, it's the first fully computer animated video. That's a feat in itself. It's the start of Pixar, and Pixar has given me so much joy and like so much I don't know. This movie is older than us, by the way. I just realized. And I don't know, I think Pixar in itself has given me so much joy, and to know that like if Toy Story wasn't how good as it was when it came out, we wouldn't have so many good Pixar movies till now. And I think just because of that, I would give it S tier. But remembering back on it, like the nostalgia factor, everything, I think in no way, shape or form could it be anything less than an S tier for me. But I don't know. Mehrab, do you wanna
reconsider?
No, like it's gonna be a tier for me, because like
that is like crazy to me.
I like the nostalgia and everything is great and all, but like overall, like looking back on it when I watched it recently, I was like the entire
because
time,
of the animation.
The entire time while I was watching the movie, I was like, oh, that I can't watch this. Like the animation is so bad. It's just like,
this is the type of people for whom we have like Lion King remaster, and then all these like newly Like you just take the
Lion
old
King-
stuff
Lion
and just
King is
make
like-
it again.
I've got very different opinions
Yeah,
about
Lion King is
original
like a
movie remakes
hand-drawn
of
movie.
animated ones, but that's a conversation
Yeah.
for another
Lion
day.
King is like a
I feel like-
hand-drawn
I feel
animation. I
like-
feel like hand-drawn animation lives up, whereas
I
Sure,
feel
but
like
you'd have to consider for the time and when it was made, it was definitely leaps and bounds ahead of what it came. And sure, yeah, like even like if you talk about games or other stuff in general, like 3D models honestly won't always age well because technology there is improving so fast and it changes real quick. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Like the 2D movies, like I don't know, Peter Pan. You like those ones still hold up pretty well, just given the nature of it, like Tom and Jerry and all those cartoons, the Hanna-Barbera times. But just given what it is, the quality of the story itself, it was so
Yeah.
good. I'd still like I'd say like many people might say like we're being blinded by nostalgia, but even like taking nostalgia out, I think it was a very solid outing for Pixar.
yeah.
I think if people don't understand why we're arguing so much, Mehrab before the start of the video set out a rule that if two people say something is S tier and one person says it's an A tier, it has to go with the lower bound of A tier, which makes no sense to me. But it's Mehrab logic for you guys.
S tier is like something like it should be like should hold like a universal place as S tier.
I think
you know?
universally
I
every
think your
single
opinions
person
are very different.
exactly. I feel like universally every single person puts Toy Story in S tier.
You're
the only person
I
who's
think
like-
I think it's fine as a. Let's move on to
Anyways,
the next.
anyways,
Let us
let's-
know in the comments.
Yeah, let's move on from this. But I feel like only because of Mehrab we're having to put this on A tier.
But we
Any
know
other
it's S
list,
tier. We know it's S
we
tier.
know it's S tier. We all know the A tier is actually the S tier. All right. I feel like we're walking into another controversial one, A Bug's Life. And again, for me, I think from what I remember, I also rewatched it a bit ago. I had this DVD in my house as well. I used to watch it a fair few times. It's nostalgic again. I like it. It's not the best of Pixar, but I would say like it's like a B tier-ish. What about you, Shafkat? Well, where are you at with A Bug's Life?
I'd agree with you on the fact that it's not the best of Pixar. I
No,
personally found the
no.
characters a bit weird and kooky. Like I get these are ants, but still, like I think you could present ants in a more approachable, funny manner that's more I won't say kid friendly, but more entertaining, if that makes sense. The characters just look a bit off to me for whatever reason. They look more aliens than insects. And the story, I'm not like a big fan of insects or stuff like that in general, but one thing I did enjoy about the film, and as a kid, like these are like the first few animated films I'm seeing, right? Like the sense of scale that they presented over here, like you fly using leaves or like a drop of water is enough to drown you and stuff like that. I think that was a very good perspective, which is very much grounded in reality and like is very true, but it's something probably doesn't come across your mind as a small kid, which was like a good learning experience if you put it as.
Actually, like on that note, actually remembering all the movies at around that time, I think there were like these movies called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and then there's Mehrab's more preferred movie, Ants.
I don't know, not ants. Like I didn't prefer
Ant
ants.
bully? Like there was an
No.
ant bully or
You
something.
said you liked Ants.
I
better
like
than A
ants
Bug's
better
Life.
than A Bug's Life. Yes, but
That's
like
what I'm
it's not a
saying.
preferred movie.
Okay, so
I
we
don't-
agree it's not S tier. We
yeah,
all agree it's not
yeah,
S tier.
I
Yeah.
don't
Probably
like
not
either
A
of
tier.
them. It's like if it's like bad
Okay,
and bad,
Mehrab,
you know.
Mehrab, where are you putting this?
Like it's not F tier. I wouldn't put it as like I don't think like probably other than the Good Dinosaur, I wouldn't put like anything in F tier. Like what the where we're gonna go to it, but like
You
By
wanted
the
to
way,
put it in
as-
B tier, right? Ishmael?
I'd say E tier.
I want to be tier.
I'd say E tier.
I'd say C. So we could just I don't know compromise and put it in D or something.
Yeah,
We
put
can
it
put it in D, but also for everyone watching at home, I said that I think no Pixar movie deserves anything less to the C, but Mehrab wants F tiers because supposedly he has a lot of F tiers. So keep watching to see what else Mehrab puts in F tier.
And Mehrab thinks Toy Story is not S tier. Just keep that in mind though. That's
Crazy.
a reference point.
Okay, so A Bug's Life, we're putting it in D tier. Then
D tier Bug's
Um,
Life.
yeah,
So let's
that's
move on to the next
unfortunate.
one. Toy Story.
All right, Toy Story 2.
So Toy
Who
Story.
wants to go first?
Yeah, so I'll
Now
go.
you
Mehrab,
see, the interesting fact here is I personally think Toy Story is A tier because it should be below Toy Story. Toy Story 2 should be A tier because it should be less than Toy Story. I think it was a step down compared to
I actually have a different
original
opinion
one?
here. I personally liked Toy Story 2 more than Toy Story. Just because like the thought introduced a bunch of like more interesting characters. It was like a much more fun movie. The animation got a lot better. Like I think it was a huge step up from Toy Story. Like yeah, I think like the Toy Story 2 animation like kind of still holds up. Like I watched both of these like very recently, and like I thought like it was such a huge upgrade. I don't know like the time difference. How when did Toy Story 2 come out? Like maybe 2 years after.
mid
early
2000s, I
2000s,
think.
early 2000s.
It was a long time
2002,
after.
2003, I'd say.
No, it came out just 4 years after in 1999.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but like
wow.
it was like a huge upgrade in like animation quality. That's why, and like that and like the plot, I thought was like very like fun, like a fun plot. Like we got a lot of like fun things, learned a lot of fun things. Like it was a much more funnier movie too. And like other than like in the I think the first Toy Story like had a lot of Woody and like what's
Buzz
his,
Lightyear.
Buzz in it. But this one like overall characters had like a lot more plot in them. We got
Really?
introduced to.
I thought it was more like a Woody and the Gang thing with Woody and the two cowboys and
Yeah.
the
No,
horse.
like, I'm
if
saying, like, yeah.
anything,
Yeah,
they
like,
shadowed
they-
a lot of the classics and they focused more on that
Yeah,
collector
like,
side of things.
yeah, like,
but
they-
I did like the
Yeah.
fact that was it the first one where they go into the toy store and they meet the Barbies and stuff? Was
No,
it the
no,
first
no,
one?
no. That's the second one.
Second one. That was a scene I really liked. That looked
Yeah.
really fun. But I didn't like the fact that they shafted the rest of the crew so much. Like you'd think like Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, Rex, Slinky, Buzz would be more in it.
a lot of them did. Like they had the entire like
Like, around the
saving,
airport?
yeah,
Around the
saving,
airport,
saving
but-
Woody sequence, like the saving Woody, you know, like going through the vents, like the entire Buzz Lightyear, you know, history thing, like where he finds out like the entire like Star Wars ripoff.
Honestly, the
history.
more we talk about this, I understand that Toy Story 2 is gonna be A tier, which I agree with. And I think Toy Story should be moved to S tier.
I personal opinion, Toy Story 2 is S tier for me.
Oh wow, Mehrab. Let's
Yeah.
see how it feels for Toy Story 2 to be put in A tier, Mehrab. Let's see how that feels for you.
It's fine.
All right. So Toy Story 2, A tier. I think for me, Toy Story 2, I think I don't quite remember them like properly. It's been a long time. We couldn't do a full rewatch. It's impossible to rewatch what like 28 movies now or something like that Pixar has. In like
quite a catalog,
few days.
yeah.
Yeah. I rewatched a few of them. I watched a few of them very recently as well. Toy Story is not one that I have watched in like a few years. So I don't have too many opinions, but I
And
definitely
honestly,
think
like
it's up
You've
there.
Got a Friend in Me, it's become such
Got a
household
Friend in
tune.
Me.
Yeah, You've Got a Friend in Me, and which is another reason why I think Toy Story should be S tier because that's what started it. But anyways, I think Toy Story 3 should be S tier as well, but we'll come to it in a bit.
Okay. So now we're on to Monsters Inc. I think Monsters Inc. I watched it yesterday. Let me go first.
Okay.
I watched it yesterday, and I before watching it yesterday, in my mind, Monsters Inc. 100% was going into S tier. I think watching it yesterday kind of made me a bit sad. It wasn't that it was a bad movie. It was by no means a bad movie. It didn't have the heart that I want in a Pixar movie. Like I want to watch a Pixar movie and then start crying. And then there were scenes, but I think it also might be because I just watched it so many times as a kid. I had the entire plot memorized, at least the emotional beats of it. I had it like memorized, so I knew what was happening. And then everything else happening around it was like, I don't know. I feel like it's an A tier. I want to put it S tier because of like how much I love this movie as a child. But I think there's better movies. So I think I would go A tier.
There are better movies, and like honestly, like I personally like it was an entertaining movie as a kid. It wasn't a bad movie at all, but like it's not one of my favorites. And there's a lot more movies I'd say are like much better than this, and just because of that, I put it as C tier.
I will literally come to Florida and beat the shit out of you. What is this rating that you're going with?
So personally, I thought like Monsters Inc. It was decent. I found the kid very annoying. I'll be honest. I found the kid to be pretty annoying. The color
When did
scheme
you
Yeah,
watch it?
same,
When did you
same.
watch it?
quite a while back. I haven't rewatched it
Interesting.
recently.
Okay,
This one
okay.
I've watched it quite a while back.
The kid was
The
so
color
fucking annoying.
scheme. Let's keep it PG. The color scheme itself of the movie, I'm not sure if it was but by design, but there were lots more of like the purples and pinks and the greens of it, neon colors. I think they could have done a bit more with warmer colors. It's just a very niche take. If but the story was at the end quite fulfilling, but it wasn't a visual spectacle of any means. Like it felt a bit bland, but it wasn't a bad movie. So I'd put it somewhere around like B, just because, relatively speaking, I won't put it in the same tier as Toy Stories. And seeing Toy
Yeah.
Stories in A tier, just on that relative scale, I can't put it on A tier.
Yeah, so I think it
I'd say B
averages
tier.
out. Yeah, averages out to A, a B, and a C. Averages out at B. So I think it's a B tier then.
I find it quite sad. I feel like the world was so interesting. I remember like thinking like because I think they did a lot of world building.
I like the world. Well, like I like the plot itself was very mediocre. Like I like Monsters University more than Monsters Inc. And like
we can get into that when we get into
Yeah,
it.
but like,
I am,
yeah, in a bit.
I
I think,
am
like-
going to disappointingly just put it in B.
yeah.
So it just seems so far from what I've been noticing. Like Mehrab's been sort of like dragging down the average for quite a few a bit. So wherever you see a particular movie, it'll probably be one rank above.
Mehrab's just dragging us down. All right, so let's just move on to Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Another, I think, nostalgic hit. I think it's gonna be a lot of nostalgia
Yeah.
because we're going chronologically. and then
I
we're
could take
gonna
this one
get off
first
that.
because
Go
this
ahead.
was actually the first animated movie I saw from Disney. I think I saw Toy Story, but a bit
Pixar.
later. Disney Pixar.
Pixar.
Disney Pixar. Okay. Finding Nemo was really good. Like you relate a lot to Nemo being lost, trying to like do something adventurous, like you'd probably do as a kid. Then sort of like messing up and not knowing what to do. I really liked the turtles in the movie. I really liked the group of characters they found in the aquarium in Sydney. I liked the seagulls as well, like the mine thing. Like it's such a good meme. All things considered, I'd say it's very solid. I couldn't really like fault it even if I wanted to. I'd say it's S tier.
So, Finding Nemo is like one of the very first movies like I watched in the theater. It's like it's the first movie I think
You watched in the theaters.
Yeah, like when it came out.
Damn.
This was like back in like 2003, like when I was like 4 or 5 years old at the time. I was a child. Well, like I remember watching it at the theaters with my parents, and like so I have a lot of fond memories with it, and like I loved it a lot as a kid. And like overall, like the story was very unique. I think like this is like a very unique thing. Like and like there's like two different perspectives where Nemo of his entire like stuck in the tank, and then his dad like going out to find him. Like it's a really good family friendly movie. So like in my eyes, it's a S tier.
Oh wow! This is the
Ishmam,
first time I feel like
Complete the circuit for us.
I feel like I haven't watched it in a while. I'm gonna be honest. It's one of my most favorite childhood movies. I don't remember it as well. I watched Finding Dory, and my last Finding Nemo memory is essentially more Finding Dory memories. I even had like the computer game for Finding Nemo, so I played that as well. I was a big Finding Nemo fan. I remember wanting like a clownfish after Finding Nemo. I used to think they were called cloudfish, not clownfish.
I think everybody wanted a clownfish after Finding Nemo. I think think
Yeah.
like I saw a stat where like the cells of clownfish like spiked by like 80% or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I was under the impression that I was gonna put it in A tier. I don't know if I want to put it in S tier, to be honest.
Well, if you don't agree, we can just put an A.
I know. I'm just
It's
thinking,
that
I'm like,
simple.
I'm essentially deciding between if Finding Nemo is S tier or A tier.
Who knows? This might be the only S tier movie that we have in this tier list.
Nah. There's too many good movies.
I think
for
there's one or
nothing
two
to
that
do.
we could possibly agree on S tier coming up. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's get
I
this one
think
done.
I think I want to put it like on A tier.
I'd put
I
it
think
I think it's
I
first A
think
tier. I think it's first A tier
I
then.
think it's behind Toy Story. Toy Story.
I think it'd be, yeah, I'd agree it'd be ahead of Toy Story 2, but just behind the
Yeah,
OG.
that's how I
Yeah,
would rank it.
I'd agree with
Um,
that.
I wanna put it in S tier, but I no, I think let's think about it. Let's finish the thing and then we can like maybe rearrange some things. I think
Maybe
for
one or
now,
two take backs. We could sort of like
yeah,
reverse one or two these
like Mehrab
opinions.
putting Toy Story in A tier. Anyways, next movie,
The
The
Incredible.
Incredibles.
This was one of the first. I think I watched Incredibles a lot. Like I think like I watched it like a lot later, when compared to like the other ones I watched. So like I think I understood the plot much better, and like I really loved it. Like as a superhero family thing. Like yeah, you know, it's like a it's essentially a parody of the Fantastic Four, right? The Incredibles, essentially in a sense. Kind of is like a parody. Like you have the Invisible Girl, so the Invisible Woman. Like they have like I think they have like essentially have like three of the four powers. Like I think like Mr. Incredible is like essentially the thing without like thing's body. But like I
Yeah,
think
I think we get the
yeah. So like
mapping here. Yeah.
it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. I loved it a lot as a kid. But like recently I watched it again and like it didn't hold up as much. Like it was still a good watch, but like I don't know, it didn't hold up as much. And like given that we have like Finding Nemo and Toy Story 2 in A, I would put it at a B tier.
Damn. I think for me, I watched Incredibles, I think, relatively recently. I think I've watched it as a kid when they used to show it on TV at random times. But I never like had the DVD or anything, so I never got to watch the full movie. I think I watched the full movie after coming to university. I liked it a lot. And then I think after like I think I watched it last year or the year before, sometime then, and I think I really enjoyed it. And I think it's 100% definitely an A tier, probably also another candidate for S tier. That's where I'm feeling about Incredibles, and I would put it at A tier for sure. Shafkat.
I guess I could fall somewhere in between for this one. So I think Incredibles had its moments. I really liked the stylist, that short lady character, and how she
Edna.
had that, yeah, Edna, and how she had that flashback for why there should not be capes. But I was a bit underwhelmed as a kid by the fact that they could have like shown more superheroes in the background with a varying degree of powers, because I wasn't really like taken back by any of the powers they had. They all felt so basic. Um, but the story, it felt a bit too linear, a bit too predictable. As a kid, I enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad movie. I won't say it's A tier. I definitely won't put it as S tier. I think it would be B tier for me personally.
Yeah, I think the average is on a B tier for
for
all.
me,
Yeah.
it'd probably be personally a B tier.
But I think it has one of the most iconic lines. Like, and I think about this line so often. It's if everyone's a superhero, no one is. Like, and I think I use that line. Like, I think I even like used this line like a few days ago at work when we were planning. Oh, we had everything, and everything's like, oh, this is urgent, this is urgent. And I'm like, if everything's urgent, then nothing is. You know, like, and I think that was like such a thing that like got into me from whenever I first saw this movie. And I've just loved that line, and I think just because of that line, I really loved it. But nothing to be done. This list, I am just hating this list, to be honest.
I mean, if
I would say
everything's
it's
A tier,
above
nothing's gonna
Monsters
be
Inc.
S tier, but whatever.
This is at least above Monsters Inc. We can agree on that.
Yes.
Sure, I could give it that. I'm
Alright.
neutral.
Okay, thank you, Shafkat, for not.
Yeah. You're
I don't know.
welcome.
I loved Monsters Inc. as well. It's very hard for me to go with Pixar movies because I think all of them, I have a very big attachment to most of them. And I think we're on Mehrab's one of Mehrab's favorite franchises, essentially.
Yeah,
Cars.
yeah, it's one of my favorite franchises. It's like I think the very first franchise like I watched like properly and understood everything. I think like I have like a huge attachment with the entire Cars franchise, to be honest. Like even though like I wouldn't rate Cars too highly, just because I don't think it. I honestly think Cars 1 and 3 are the main movies. 2 is just like a knocky, like a wacky spin-off. Yeah, essentially. But overall, like I'd say I'd give it like an A tier. It's not a S tier for sure. For me, it's like an A tier movie. Like it's a good movie. Cars, and like I loved it. I loved getting introduced to Lightning McQueen. It introduced the entire batch of characters. Like I used to, as a kid, I used to find Mater very annoying. But like when I rewatched it recently, I thought he was like a very fun character, honestly, and like that actually improved the rating for it for me. So I put it a solid 8 here for me.
That's quite interesting for what you say about Mater, because I think for me, I found Mater more annoying this time around. I didn't watch Cars. I watched Cars 2 and Cars 3 recently, and that was the first time I watched the two movies at least fully. And I think I don't remember Cars, how Mater was in Cars specifically. But yeah, we can get into Cars 2 and Cars 3 when we get there. For Cars, I think as a kid, I really liked it. I think that was around the age when me and Shafkat and a bunch of our friends, we were really into Hot Wheels and stuff. So cars were like very, very like, it was a big thing in our mind. And this was a movie where like I just wanted to see more and more cars. I think if you asked like the kid me, he would have definitely put this in an S tier. I didn't even know Cars was a Pixar movie. Like I didn't know so many of the movies I loved as a child were essentially Pixar movies. But I think just thinking back on it, the plot and everything, I think I wouldn't say it's an S tier. I would definitely give it an A tier though. Chafkat?
For me, Cars is like a very solid top 3 in my personal list. I'm a very big car person, and I think the Pixar movies I've seen prior to Cars, those were like my parents bringing out like a DVD back home, and it's, hey, it's a good Disney movie that came out. We could probably consider watching it, and I'll probably just watch it.
Movie.
Disney Pixar. But this was one of the movies that I was personally very hyped about. I was like, looked at the trailers and I was like, I definitely need to watch this. So when this came out in DVDs, and I was
were there trailers? Because like this is like a.
I'm pretty sure there were trailers for this one. Like I'm Speed, that thing that was probably in the trailers. But
I think they used to show this on like Disney Channel.
Like, but that was like rerun
Cartoon
like,
Network.
but like not before like it came out.
Whatever. Cars was one of those movies I was so hyped about. So when I first got the opportunity to see it, I jumped at it, and it was so good. Like there were so many good like car related references, like when a car gets sick they leak oil, how Lightning McQueen is like the brand, the sponsor Rusty's, that's on like McQueen's car, it's related to like rusty cars which are considered like old, and you get a lot of parallels to sort of like automobiles and people in a very unique fashion. I think like near the end of the movie, you remember like Guido, like the Italian tire shop dealer, like he's a big Ferrari fan. So what they do is like they bring in Michael Schumacher, who at that time was still a driver for Ferrari's F1 team, and they have like Schumacher voicing the Ferrari that visits them. So a lot of really good automobile references, and just in general, like that was the movie where they had like it had really good songs. Like Life is a Highway, that was the first time I heard of it, and it often pops up in my playlist even these days. And Brad Paisley, I think I got the name right, When You Find Yourself, that was also such a good song as well.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I'd recommend. But all things considered, like it was a very good, I'd say like underdog story. Like a person sort of like reaches this impasse, and you sort of like train through, and you'll get to know the people that you're surrounded with, because that was pretty much the case with Lightning McQueen, right? He gets stranded in that town on his way to the next race, and he hates everything that's happening there. He doesn't like it. He just wants to like get out of it as soon as possible. But it's the journey. Like he made some great friends. But I'll get back to the main point. Personally, for me, it's S tier, but I could see how it's a bit niche in terms of its appeal, and like Ishmam and Mehrab could consider it A tier.
Yeah, it's so like a solid A. It's like a step to S, but like solid A.
I'd have put it in S tier, but like averages out to an A tier in our case.
Yeah. So 8 here.
All right, so 8 tier again. Will anything ever go to the?
I think it should. I think it should be above Toy Story 2, below Nemo. That's my take.
I can. Sure.
I
I can
personally even put
there.
it above Nemo, but
Actually, yeah, above Nemo too, I think. Yeah, probably.
Okay. I just gotta watch Cars again. I'm just gonna defer to your guys' opinion here.
highly recommend. I think it's the best of the three, but yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. My take
We
is
can don't spoil things.
Okay.
Go
So-
one by one.
So next
So
one.
now we're on to Ratatouille.
Okay, I'm gonna start this one off. I loved Ratatouille as a
Okay,
kid.
I was about to come to
Yeah.
Florida right away.
As a kid and even now, it's one of the
mhm.
movies that always holds up. I think like even the cooking scenes that seem so accurate. I don't know. Like I always like get hungry
is,
when
it
I
is.
watch the cooking scenes. So like if for me, no doubt, S tier.
Mm. Shafkat, anything to add there?
I think it's a good movie in general. I personally couldn't find too much that I didn't like about this. I liked the French setting. I liked what was it? The redhead's name?
Gusto's Linguini?
Linguini, right? Linguini. I
The-
liked his
yeah.
character. Yeah, like he was pretty good. The sous chef, the lady, right? The sous chef.
I don't
and-
remember her name.
I haven't watched that in a while, but I really liked how this idea of like you being a rat, you can't really be into food or into food in like the more artistic sense and like the cuisine and the gourmet side of it. You're just a rat. You stick to the scraps. But yeah, it's a very unlikely duo. You've got a rat, which is probably the number one health violation, running your kitchen, and making Michelin star food, and how that Remy was inspired by. What was that chef's name? I think like that legendary chef that passed away or something. Yeah, Gusto. And what was it at
His,
the end that they show that Gusto and Linguini are related or something?
Yeah, the father and
No,
son.
not
Yeah.
at the end. I think we find out at the middle of the movie. Linguini finds out at the end.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
more,
so
more towards
like
the end.
it was a really good movie. I really liked the overall approach to it. It had its funny moments. It had that like what was the other chef? That very angry like short chef or something.
Yeah.
That person.
Ba-
so
Yeah.
It had a good set of characters.
Summarize, end.
S tier, yeah.
S tier. Okay,
I could agree with that.
All right. So for me, I think one of the things I love about Ratatouille is the music. The soundtrack is so nice. I think I could just keep playing it in my house all the time and
Like a
be-
musical score or like
Really cool.
songs?
Yeah, the scores.
Yeah,
it is-
scores.
It's like it's the ambience that they set up. Like I just want to be there, I want to be there in Paris in a kitchen, like just cooking, like that's the vibe I get. And I love the sort of theme of anybody can cook. I love cooking myself, and I think I didn't sort of find my passion for cooking when I saw Ratatouille, but I found it later and then rewatched Ratatouille, and it was everything I could want and more. And I think for that, it's our first S tier, guys. Let's go.
Woohoo! We got
Yeah,
something
we
on
finally
the S
we
tier.
finally got it in S tier. Something's in S tier.
Ooh, I think we might be on a roll though. Like who knows?
We might
I'm
actually.
just looking at the
un-
list. I think we might be on a roll.
All right. So the next movie, Wall-E, and as Shafkat was saying, we might be on a roll here.
Just might be, yeah.
If I'm just gonna go like I'm just gonna put it right on here, and then we can start discussing.
No objections.
Yeah.
I think this is an amazing movie. Love the setting, love the story, love everything about it. It even has like Theseus's ship components to it. Wall-E keeps changing himself. Is he still the same Wall-E he was? Is that the reason why he becomes like, sentient essentially? The love story between Wall-E and Eve. Oh my god.
Yeah,
This
like,
movie,
the entire
amazing.
movie was like great.
When she like shuts off and like
yeah.
goes into that
It
hibernation thing.
plays
Oh
into
god.
like so much mythology. It plays into like so much things. Like Ishmael was saying, like Theseus' ship and everything. Like we get like it's such a fun movie overall, and I loved it. I loved the mythological elements of it. I love like the entire
Mythology?
setting. Yeah,
Where's
like,
the mythology here?
like they bring up a lot of things like in from like different types of like they bring up Adam and Eve with like the Eve and Wall-E
Wall-E
setting.
and Eve?
Yeah,
Okay.
Wall-E and Eve.
Interesting. Didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, they bring him like the Theseus ship from The
Is Theseus' ship a mythological
Noah's
thing?
Ark, or is
Yeah,
it
I
Noah's
thought
Ark?
it's just a thought experiment.
I thought like it was I thought they were basing it off of Theseus' ship that he took to Crete to fight the Minotaur. Like that was my take on it. But like
Oh, okay. Yeah.
uh,
Like I didn't know it was a mythological thing. I know it as
Yeah.
a philosophical thought experiment thing.
But yeah,
But
so
yeah,
like,
that's quite interesting.
Yeah, so like all of those,
And-
like I loved it. I thought it was a good movie. S-tier.
And when you
Okay.
consider it, like, there's pretty much no dialogues to it either. It's all just visual expressions.
Yeah.
Eve's just got this small screen
it's-
for
yeah, it's
her,
just such a
and
fun thing.
Wally's got just 2 eyes, and that's pretty much all you've got to like work with over there, and you get the
It's
whole
like,
idea
it's
across.
You
such
know-
a
you know
fun
what's
thing where you
crazy?
can like where they like express like an entire range of emotions just through like eye movement and like hand gestures and postures. Great.
You know what's crazy?
Shafkat,
When I-
just before Ishmam, Shafkat, your verdict. What tier?
He already said S
Yeah.
tier.
S-tier?
S-tier.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, one of
Ishmam,
the
you're
craziest
saying,
thing
yeah.
is that when I watched it as a kid, I didn't even realize it had no dialogue. It like for the majority of the movie, it was such a good movie. It was so expressive. I understood everything, and they didn't say a single word, which
And
is
you feel so sad
crazy.
for Wally
Yeah.
as it goes along. Like
Yeah.
you actually like feel for it, even as a kid. You'd think you'd be detached, but you're not.
yeah, you're so pulled into this movie. One of Pixar's best work
I'd
for
actually
sure.
put Wally above Ratatouille.
100%. If you don't do that, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we have 2 S tiers in a row. Will we have 3 up?
Okay.
I think
I'll
I
go
think so,
first.
yeah.
Up,
Go for it.
definite S tier. Loved it as a kid. Love it still now. The entire first sequence of his emotional love story with his wife was like just a chef's kiss. Like it was like such an amazing thing. And then we
That
see.
could have been a movie in itself.
Yes. Like it was like so sad. It was like such a great movie. Loved it. Like I watched it. Like I didn't watch it as a kid. I watched it a bit more like as a preteen, I think. And like that's why like you love it. Like
Well, this came out when we were preteens.
did it?
I think so. I think this is after 2010s.
I don't think so. It might be before.
Be
Wow.
around.
Well,
It'd
watch
be
it, watch
around.
Check it. But yeah.
It's a 2009.
I think-
Yeah, it's a 2009 film.
Okay, almost there.
Yeah, so we weren't preteens. We yeah. Were we? Yeah,
We were like 11.
We could
Yeah,
fact
11,
check this
11.
later. We
Yeah.
could
We're
edit
like
this.
10, 11-ish. So yeah.
It's fine. I think like Up, great movie, love the movie. As Mehrab says, the first part doesn't. Every time I watch it, even if I watch it as a clip, it brings tears to my eyes. I have the soundtrack again, another one with a banger like music score. Like they set the setting amazingly. I have nothing but love for this movie.
Just a pet peeve I have. Like I honestly found the kid a bit annoying. Like,
It's the same way I find Mehrab annoying. So I think it's fine. It comes from love.
but like yeah. But other than that, the movie was great. Yeah. So S tier for me.
Shafkat?
Yeah, it's pretty iconic, right? It's pretty
I wouldn't
iconic.
put it above
there's
Wally.
not-
I'd put it between Ratatouille and Wally.
there isn't
Oh,
much.
that's
There
crazy.
isn't much like it. Like
I love
like, if
I love
anyone, like,
Wally more than
shows-
yeah.
Okay, let's keep it
Did
here
you
for
love it more than Wally, or like did you? Like, I'd say it would be between. Yeah, I'd say it's between Ratatouille and Wally. So it's better than Ratatouille, not as good as Wally.
I thought just by the weight of the story, it was better than Ratatouille. But then again, like I just think of Up,
Yeah,
right?
so
Like it's
I think it should be
very
second.
iconic in the.
Ishmam in the list.
We can place it later. Let's just let him finish.
Yeah.
But I think it's just very iconic in the sense that you put a house and a balloon emoji side by side, and people just would automatically think of it instantly. It was quite an unlikely duo. I really like the sequence where the villains were very out there, like being chased by these group of sentient dogs with speaking collars. It was pretty fun. But all in all, like it was a really good movie from the start to finish. Nothing I could really like fault it, and it's a very good, fulfilling movie. I'd say can't fault it. I'd say it's S tier. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's
Okay,
move.
so
let's
where
move-
would you put it though? I would say it is.
I'd
like
put it
till
ahead
now.
of Ratatouille.
Yeah,
I would say this is the best movie from Pixar up to this point for me.
I had
Like I would put it as number one. essentially.
no, Wally is
For
better.
me, it would come after Wally.
Yeah,
but
same.
yeah.
Okay, so we have it after Wally then. Okay, will we have 4 for 4? Toy Story 3.
I want to take this one. Toy Story 3 for me, it's definitely up there. I think it's among what I'm seeing over there in this list. It's the best that you might consider a coming of age movie. Now, it's you grow up with Toy Story, right? You grow up with Toy Story, the toys pretty much bonding with what was it? Andy.
Andy.
And yeah, now it's time for him to go to college, and you start to feel that void come up. Ishmam, like, and
I
Mehrab,
think-
whoever wants to take this one up, yeah, like,
I can
I
go.
think this one was such a strong like shake to me personally.
For
the
personally,
end, but yeah.
for me, in terms of like the each Toy Story movie, I'd say 2, 1, 3, 4. Like that's my ranking for Toy Story. So in general, it was a good movie. I loved it. I it's one of the ones I watched later on. I think I watched it I think I watched 1, 2, 3 together probably, or like I 1 or 2 together. Then a bit after when 3 came out, I watched 3. But like in
think,
general, it's a good
we have
movie.
some
I
technical
liked it, but like
difficulties with
it
Mehrab.
didn't like.
I think
it
Mehrab
was,
will be with us in a sec.
It
but
was like
Ishmam,
I can go.
your-
on the
I
same
wanna, like,
level or
take
a bit
your opinions here.
worse
I
than 1
think,
for me. So for
Toy
that
Story
sake, I just
3
put it a B.
I don't really remember that much. I think that's the unfortunate truth. I think looking at this list, I kind of have to rewatch Toy Story. I think that's what I'm getting. I remember loving these movies, and I don't remember what happened in each of them. I remember the last bit of number, like the third movie. Like I remember them almost going into like the incinerator and everything, and that being a very touching moment. I remember Andy like basically giving his toys off to like the next generation, right? And you're like, oh, these Toy Stories are they're gonna have a new story now. And I think in general it's a very well done movie. I wouldn't mind if it was in S tier or A tier. I'm just gonna leave it up to you guys. If it's anything
I'll-
below A tier, I will murder someone.
I'll
whoever does that.
put it a B tier.
Ishmam, you've got your work cut out for you.
I
but-
need to find a hitman right now, huh?
Yeah, Florida's not too far. It's probably like a 2-hour flight away from here, but in Toronto. But yeah. I just like put in the last words here. Like Toy Story 3, at least at that point in time, pretty much everyone, me, myself included, thought that this particular franchise was over, which was one of the additional reasons why everyone felt so sad with it. And I'd say like this is one of those movies that doesn't have like a traditional very happy ending, in the sense that sure, the toys get a new home, but again, it's not Andy.
It's a bittersweet moment.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this was one of the first few animated movies that I was like, I almost cried at the end of it.
Yeah. So let's just pull it back. So finally, let's.
I'd say yeah, A tier then.
A tier. I'd say B tier. So B A.
I'm just
B.
gonna say S just so that it goes into A tier. Because fuck you, Mehrab. Fuck you.
But I think like Toy Story 3 would still come ahead of Toy Story 2.
No,
But-
it would
but
not.
I'm
No.
not too.
I don't remember. So that's what I'm saying. I remember loving Toy Story as a franchise entirely. So I don't remember which was which. I do remember loving Toy Story 3. I remember Toy Story 1. I don't remember Toy Story 2. So I won't make that judgment. You guys can battle it out for yourselves.
Well, let us know if what you think. I personally think Toy Story 3 and 1 are the best, but yeah, opinions might differ.
Yeah, so Toy Story debate aside, I think we're realizing that this video is getting a bit long. So we're considering maybe doing a part 2. So to get into the movies of the after the 2010s, wait for our next video. We hope it's going to be great. Like and subscribe, give a comment, whatever. Tell us how much you want to kill Mehrab. If you want to kill Mehrab, I will personally give his address to you. So I think that's about it. Do you guys have any ending remarks for this first part?
No. I'm excited
Yeah,
to do the
join
rest.
us next time around, because it's probably going to be a sequel to a lot of the franchises you probably enjoyed as a kid.
It's a sequel for our video and a sequel for the movies.
Yeah.
Yep, a sequel
Alright.
of a sequel.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Okay.